The other day, I was out getting ice cream with my friends, and they had one of those weird library things, where you like donate books and stuff. But this one had movies in it. And as I was going through there, I found an absolute piece of gold. Alvin and the Chipmunks, the Squeakquel. And I turned to my friends and I said, "This is one of the greatest movies of all time." And then one of them responded with, "Okay, okay, we all know Chipwrecked is better." No, it isn't. And that's why I'm here today. I'm going to tell you why Alvin and the Chipmunks Chipwrecked is one of the worst movies ever. It's definitely the worst out of the three Alvin and the Chipmunks movies. I haven't even seen the fourth one. But the first three, easily the worst. And I'm pretty sure Rotten Tomatoes agrees with me. Let's double check that. Okay, so as we see, Chipwrecked has a 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. Now let's check the Squeakquel because we all know that's the best one. The Squeakquel. Hold on a minute. So as you can see here, the Squeakquel got a 105% on Rotten Tomatoes. It might be the highest rated movie of all time, but I don't know. Um, so at least we know Google agrees with, or Rotten Tomatoes agrees with me on this one that Squeakquel is better than the Chipwrecked. But now it's my turn to show you why Chipwrecked is actually such a bad movie. Okay, so the basic plot of the movie is just that the chipmunks are on a cruise after like they blew up and became famous and everything. So they get to do a bunch of expensive stuff. So they're with David Seville, their manager slash dad of the chipmunks, and they're on a really nice cruise. And then Alvin starts acting up and um, starts doing a bunch of stupid stuff on the cruise that really annoys the captain.
All right, so that's our first rule. Should we go over the rest of them?
Dave, come on! Rules is my middle name.
Oh my gosh. What if it actually is his middle name? It's never mentioned in the whole movie. Where does it say his middle name? Where? Okay, well, whatever. Besides that, Alvin starts doing a bunch of stupid stuff on the ship, and he gets in a lot of trouble, of course. And then at one point, him and the other chipmunks and chipettes are like on a kite, and they start flying away, and they're off the boat at this point. They're just like long gone. And so David Seville and another character, um, maybe the greatest character in the whole movie series. It's Ian Hawke. If you don't remember him from the previous movies, he was the previous manager of the Chipmunks, and that's when the Chipmunks actually released good music because Ian Hawke was their manager. So we find him on the boat in a eagle costume, and David keeps trying to break the rules. David Seville, but you know you have to listen to Ian Hawke, right? Like you have to listen to him. If he says no hang glider, he means no hang glider. And because David didn't listen, guess what? Now they're in the ocean. Great job, dude.
Great! Way to go, Seville!
Me?
There you!
Yeah, you idiot. You took the hang glider off the boat to go save some chipmunks? Like, dude, listen to Ian. Gosh.
Jeanette? Oh.
Where was that island before? They've been on a kite for like 2 minutes, and now this whole island just appears out of nowhere. I think we would have been able to see it from the boat. Ugh. Okay, so they see the island and they make their way over there and they wash up on shore, and this is where like the whole movie pretty much begins. That's where you get the name Chipwrecked. even though they were on a cruise. They didn't have a shipwreck. They just kind of flew off the boat. So whatever. We'll brush past that for now. And so everyone starts blaming Alvin for all the stupid things he was doing on the boat, and now that's why they're on the island. Um, which is honestly kind of true, but then again, like all the other chipmunks and chipettes were on the kite too, being stupid. So in a way, it's all their fault that they're there. So they shouldn't just pin it on Alvin, but he also is the dumbest of all six of them. So I get why they're doing it.
No, don't take that tone of voice with me, Dave. I'm not one of your chipmunks that you can just boss around and stuff into a cage whenever you feel like it.
Yeah, David, listen to him. He knows what he's talking about. When he managed the Chipmunks, they released high record albums. And now when David Seville is their manager, they're literally ripping off music from other people. Like most of the music in this movie is just them doing covers of songs that other artists wrote. Like that's just stealing. I don't know how he's making money.
Jeez, so one of those furballs would rather fly off the ship than spend another day with you.
Ding! Yo! That's just straight facts. I 100% agree with Ian, and I'm not being biased because Ian's the GOAT. Like that's just objectively he's the GOAT. But I'm just agreeing because who would want to spend their time with David Seville? I would rather let Ian Hawke be my manager, for goodness sake.
Good night. Night.
You idiot! What are you doing? What is wrong with you? I'm just gonna move on. Nope. Nope. Okay, so after maybe like a half a day on the island, because they got there, they slept overnight, we finally meet a new character. And it happens to be a human who's been on the island for 9 years.
No! Why?
Please don't eat us, Mr. Jungle Monster.
I'm not a monster. I'm Zoe, and I'm clearly a girl who has been on this island for so long that now she's imagining that squirrels can talk.
We are chipmunks.
We are chipmunks. Shut up. Shut up, Simon. I hate you. You're the worst, probably. Or Theodore might be the worst. I haven't decided yet. I'll let you guys know by the end of the video which one I think is the worst.
Ra ra Roma Roma ga ga ooh la la. Want your
That's just not your song. You can't do that. You shouldn't be making money at all off of other people's songs. How are they even a group, a band, a rap group? How is this even possible? They don't even write their own music. That just what blows my mind.
Exactly how long have you been here?
Well, I got here on a Monday, so, yeah, like, you know, eight or nine, years.
9 years?
How is she alive? I swear there's like no food on the island except for maybe mangoes. Like you can't eat mangoes for 9 years and be alive. I'm convinced that won't work. You just can't. So our new character, Zoe, is just insane. We can tell from the beginning she has a talking basketball, a talking football, golf ball, other balls that talk. This is a straight ripoff of Castaway and Wilson, the volleyball. Like, this movie is so unoriginal. The Chipmunks can't write their own music. The plot is just, oh, they get shipwrecked, and spoiler alert, treasure, whoa. And then the talking basketball. This is why I hate this movie. This is why the squeakquel's the best. So Simon's doing the normal Simon thing, just being an absolute nerd, and he won't shut up, and then a spider bites him. Good job. I hate Simon. Except this spider's really weird. Apparently some of the side effects are like you get a whole personality change and start tweaking really hard. So we'll see what happens to Simon in the next couple minutes. And he starts tweaking like really bad. He's just all over the place. And so he has a personality change. And his new identity is this French chipmunk named Simone. And he's like way better than Simon because this one like actually does stuff. He goes bungee jumping. I know Simon wouldn't do that. Simon's an idiot. Simon's also a nerd, and this guy's like cool. I think we should just keep Simone in the group. Maybe they could start a rap group like NWA, and Simone could be the leader. So like this whole time, the whole point of the movie is that Alvin's like really irresponsible, and he's just the bad chipmunk that does everything stupid. But now that Simon's Simone and he's being irresponsible, we get this whole thing where like Alvin's trying to be the responsible chipmunk, and it's like a character change, and it's supposed to be heartwarming, but it's chipmunks. It's just chipmunks. I couldn't care less. Unless Ian Hawke was their new manager, and then they started their own rap group. Then maybe I would care if one of them died or something. Dude, let my boy eat. That's Ian Hawke we're talking about. If he's hungry, he's hungry. Plus, I agree with Ian Hawke. That necklace is so ugly. Like, I don't care how old Theodore is. If somebody gave me that, I would not wear that for a second. But I would eat it. I would eat it. I'm with Ian. You gotta eat the noodles. They look pretty good. So just skipping ahead a little, they're doing a bunch of stuff. Simone, the other chipmunks, and Chipettes, and Zoe are like exploring the island while Alvin and Brittany are kind of being responsible and trying to build a shelter. And then Simon discovers something crazy.
Ooh la la.
Gold! It's gold! Guys, it's gold!
I thought it would look nice on you, but now I realize even the most precious gem cannot compare to your beauty.
Ew. Ew, just ew. Why? Why? These are chipmunks. There doesn't have to be romance in the movie. Unless Ian Hawke, of course, finds the perfect one for him. But other than that, no. No. Please, no.
Okay, my stomach noises are gonna get louder and louder and louder until one day they just stop. Because I will have eaten you.
Yeah, boy. You better hurry up, David, because Ian Hawke's gonna eat you. And there's nothing you can do about it. Because Ian's the GOAT. He's just the GOAT. I don't know if I said that earlier, but Ian Hawke is the GOAT, by the way. This is maybe the greatest thing I've ever seen. Ian does a sneaky trick, and he's giving like a heartwarming speech to David, and he goes in for the hug, and as he's hugging him, he goes and starts eating the noodles. That's what I'm talking about, Ian. That's why he's the GOAT. Also, let him eat, please. He needs to eat. How is he gonna do anything in life if he doesn't eat?
Hey, you found the chubby one.
Don't worry, Theodore. Nothing's gonna happen to you, is it?
What do you mean by that, Ian? What? Nothing's gonna happen to you, Theodore. Dude, Theodore, I'd watch out. He might actually eat Theodore. Is that what he's talking about? Because he is super hungry, so I don't know. I'd still watch out, but I don't care what happens because Theodore is just awful. I hate him. I hate him. So as everyone else is trying to make it off the island, Zoe kidnaps I'm forgetting her name. Jeanette. Zoe kidnaps Jeanette because the treasure she finds is like stuck behind all these rocks, right? But there's like a hole. And so she throws Jeanette in there and she's like, "You gotta go grab all the gold for me." and I won't free you until all of it's found. And then on her way down, Jeanette starts singing SOS by Rihanna, which, don't get me wrong, that is a good song. That's maybe my favorite Rihanna song. But her cover is, it's just so bad. So bad. This is like maybe the scene from the movie that everyone remembers. It's like her going down, singing the song, and it's supposed to be really emotional, but I couldn't care less. You know, I just don't care. Oh, also, there's a volcano on the island that never erupted when Zoe was there for the previous 9 years, but all of a sudden it's just about to explode. And so that's why they're trying to get off the island really fast. They didn't really mention that until like now. Where there's like 15 minutes left in the movie and there's just like, oh yeah, volcano might explode.
SOS, please, someone help me. It's not healthy for me to feel this way. Oh, you are.
Oh yeah, so Zoe's just like got Jeanette on a leash and is like trying to like bring her back across this tree trunk bridge that's about to fall. And then this happens.
It's Simon!
So unfortunately, Simone turns back into Simon, the lame chipmunk, and he tries saving Jeanette, but because he's so lame, he can't actually do it. So we need Alvin to come and save the day. And then we get this okay toss from David Seville. He's got like a pocket knife and he throws it at Alvin, and Alvin catches it and shink, slices the rope. But if like Ian Hawke threw that, I know it would have been a dime because Alvin kind of had to jump a little bit when David Seville threw it, but that would have been spot on if Ian Hawke like threw that. Also, Ian Hawke would have just like saved them by now. He probably would have gotten his private jet that he owns and just flown them off the island. But of course, the script writers didn't want to make a good movie, so they made this. So now David Seville is about to die. He's just hanging off the edge of this tree because the volcano was like shaking everything. And this is where we know for a fact that Ian Hawke is the GOAT. Because although he doesn't like David Seville, he comes back to save him anyway.
I could let Dave fall to his death, and I could go back to the raft with the chipmunks, become their manager again, and make tons of money. So really, I'm good either way.
Yeah, I agree with that option. Just let David fall, and then Ian Hawke is the new manager of the Chipmunks, and we actually get good original music. Like, I'd be fine with that. So he kind of saves the day. He gets David and Zoe and Alvin all back to the ship that they made in like 5 minutes out of scraps. Forgot to mention that earlier, but that's just stupid. And then that's pretty much the movie. You know, they make it home safe. I don't really know what happened to Zoe. Ian Hawke is kind of working for David Seville now, but behind David's back, the next year and a couple years after that, Ian Hawke actually produced the albums Good Kid, Mad City and To Pimp a Butterfly. So those like highly esteemed records were actually produced by Ian Hawke. It was just hidden behind a bunch of other names. So if we had Ian Hawke managing the Chipmunks, we could have actually gotten good albums from them. Um, but instead, we just get more cover songs that should be illegal. I think that's illegal. You can't just steal people's music like that. But who knows at this point? And Alvin apologizes for everything he did because he was a bad chipmunk. And that's the whole movie, everybody. Alright, so just like last video, we're back to the Billy Bar. And I got a little hat that matches the theme of the Billy Bar, so I'll just kind of put that off to the side here. First category is comedy. Just off the top of my head, this movie wasn't really that funny, but it was way funnier than Mars Needs Moms. So I'm gonna give them a 3. The effort put into this movie, it must have been a lot. Like animating chipmunks that look real and all the singing and everything else. So it seems like they put a lot of effort into the movie, but it was kind of bad. So I'm gonna give them a 2 for that. Back to cursed visuals. Nothing really crazy going on here. Nothing like Mars Needs Mom's action. So I'm just gonna. I think I'll give them a 1, just because you still have chipmunks talking and they're like human like, but nothing too crazy. The watchability for this movie, this definitely was way more enjoyable than Mars Needs Moms. Not saying I would watch it again, but like the Squeakquel, the Squeakquel would be a 10 for this. I would watch that literally every day of my life if I had to. But this, it wasn't terrible. It really wasn't that bad. So I think I'll give them a 6 on the watchability scale. And finally, the Fever Dream score. You have the talking chipmunks. You have Zoe, who's just an insane person who thinks basketballs and golf balls and other balls can talk. You got David Seville managing the Chipmunks, releasing horrible cover songs that are just stolen from people. Then you got Ian Hawke, who's the GOAT. So I'll give them a 6 for this movie. I think it's still like every Alvin and the Chipmunks movie is wild in some way, just because you have talking chipmunks who are also really good at singing, and there's always some problem going on in the movie, like Alvin does something stupid. Whoa, how about an original idea, guys? Jeez. Okay, so that brings our total to 18 points. I honestly thought it would be a little bit better than that, just because our last movie was 14. So we do have a new leader. This movie I would consider better. If you score higher, the movie's better than the last movie. So it's more enjoyable, it's better, but back to what my friend was saying way back at the beginning of the video. This is not the best Alvin and the Chipmunks movie. Have you even seen the Squeakquel? That movie is so much better. All right, well, so hopefully I'll be back with another video soon. Just gonna keep doing more bad movies. Hopefully I can get something at least in the 30s on the Billy Bar, but we'll just have to see about that. So, peace.